I've lived in Thailand for 3 months now. Let's get straight into it by detailing my monthly average spending based on these points: accommodation, laundry and miscellaneous, food, visas, phone and internet, gym membership, entertainment and nightlife, transport and tipping. Let's go. Starting off with accommodation. For my condo, I'm paying 11,500 baht per month and 2,500 baht for water and electric, totaling 14,000 baht for the month on living expenses. Laundry and miscellaneous just refers to obviously laundry and just miscellaneous stuff around the apartment that I need. For example, toilet roll, cleaning supplies, coffee, sugar, things that I just need to top up on here and there. This, along with the laundry, each month costs around about 2,000 baht. Food, I spend about 400 baht per day. Now, this is from around about 3 to 4 meals, which you're seeing now. First of all being cereal, the second meal being like egg sandwiches, and the third meal is like a 7-Eleven microwave meal, but I also cook my own chicken in Penang curry sauce and add that to it for a little bit more protein. And the fourth meal is going out to a restaurant, so that may be like a Thai local market or so, having like a pork pad kapow. So this totals on average around about 12,000 baht per month. But also, I'm adding about 3,000 baht to this figure because there is the often occasion where I eat at a little bit of a better restaurant, or there's times where I may have company and suddenly it's a 3-course meal. 4, if you know what I mean. Total for food is 15,000 baht. Visas. Now, I'm here on an education visa. I'm currently studying the Thai language. Pumshop Pasat Thai. Initially, for my education visa, there was a down payment of 31,000 baht, and then every 3 months, it costs 5,000 to kind of re-register it again, totaling for like a 1-year visa. Because there was a massive down payment, I'm just going to average each month that 5,000 baht. I'm just going to call it 2,000 baht per month. So for phone and internet, I'm with DTAC. It's 300 baht per month for unlimited data, which is an okay speed as well. And internet, I got a router installed, so that was around about 2,500 baht, but monthly cost is 1,000 baht per month for 500 megabyte download. So total is 1,300 baht for my phone and internet. Gym membership is something I need to have. I'm an online coach and I need to often do educational videos in the gym and just generally keep up with my fitness. Most gyms around here, if you want a good one, you're paying around about 2,000 baht per month. Entertainment will differ month to month, week to week, but every now and again I like to go out like once a week and I'll probably spend about 2,000 baht. And generally for entertainment, I don't really do much. Like, I don't go and get massages, I don't go on shopping trips or anything like that. Most of my time is spent on my laptop or just at the beach or something, just enjoying the weather. So entertainment and nightlife, I'm going to round that figure up to about 10,000 baht per month. Transport is my motorbike, which costs 2,500 baht for the month. And the fuel is only around about 300 baht. These bikes run for so long on 1 tank of fuel, and the fuel here is very, very cheap. So 2,800 baht for transport. Now, this is quite an obscure one, but I'm going to talk about tipping, because tipping here in Thailand is pretty much the standard, especially of like service-based jobs. If you get a taxi, if you're at a restaurant, you order food, or even like if you get food delivered and the driver comes to you, tipping is pretty much a normal thing. Very much like America, where it's almost the standard to tip for things like that. Now, it's very different for me because in the UK, like, tipping is just not a thing. On average, I tip around about 10% of whatever my bill is, which is pretty reasonable around here in Thailand. Many Thai workers around here, whether that's cleaners, people at restaurants or entertainment venues, they get around about 300 to 500 baht per day as their wage. So if you're tipping just as little as 20 baht, trust me, that does go a long way for them. So total tipping for the month, I'm just going to estimate around 2,000 baht. So the total I'm spending for the month is 51,100 baht, which is around about 1,150 pounds. So I'm currently living in Thailand around about the 1,000 pound budget, slightly over. But this is if everything goes smoothly. Anything outside of this routine and I'll probably be spending more. So I recently went to Phuket to visit some friends who come down for a holiday, and of course my spending just went through the roof. We was going out partying quite a lot, enjoying the nightlife, and yes, I spent far too much than I should have. So if everything goes smoothly and nothing kind of happens out of the blue, then yes, I'll be spending just over £1,000 per month here. So I've detailed my spending, but for the rest of the video, I'm going to detail where you could either be going wrong and spending far too much, or how you could be spending far less on the points that I've mentioned. So let's start with accommodation. If you want to save a quick buck, yes, you can get accommodation here in Pattaya, for example, for 7,000 baht per month. 4,500 baht less than I'm paying, but I would never recommend that. You get what you pay for, trust me. Problems you'll encounter with a downgraded apartment will be huge. On the flip side, you could be spending 20,000 baht or 30,000 baht on accommodation and live like an absolute king, but you just have to factor this into your budget before you come. Laundry and miscellaneous stuff has to be factored into your budget too, because this could differ. Like, are you going to be having cleaners in your apartment? For my condo, it costs around about 500 baht for cleaners to come in and clean everything, the floors. If you want your bedding and towels washed as well, that's an extra 300 baht. And laundry, like, are you going to be doing your laundry yourself like me, where there is some washing machines and dryers, and I do it all myself, and then I come back and iron my clothes. Now, if you went to an actual laundrette and they washed it for you and then ironed it and everything, you'll be paying around about 70 to 90 baht per kilogram of washing. Food is probably the biggest difference person to person, because we're all going to differ in this department. Now, eating out in Thailand, even at expensive restaurants, it is very, very cheap to eat here. It will never really resemble Western prices. But here's the problem, is because it's so cheap, you want to do it so often. So if you're tempted to eat out and then suddenly you're eating out 5 times a week and having 3-course meals, these meals could be around about 800 baht, which is still a good price, but if you're doing that 5 times a week, suddenly you've just racked up around about 16,000 baht just on dinners throughout the month. And of course, that's not factoring in any breakfast or lunch or snacks or anything like that. So, you know, if you're eating out at restaurants quite regularly, your food for the month could be around about 30,000 baht. A lot of people that come here fall into that trap, that where things are so cheap that you do it far too often and then suddenly it becomes expensive because of the volume of how much you're doing. Whereas if you don't mind Thai food and you like to always kind of seek out those local Thai restaurants which are like not on Google Maps and you see all the Thais eating there, you'll be paying around about, you know, between 40 and 70 baht per meal. And having that, you know, 3 times a day, and maybe if you had like a 7-Eleven meal here and there, you could spend 200 baht a day on food. And then your monthly food budget has gone from 30,000 eating out quite a lot to then just a mere 6,000 per month. Now, visas obviously differ depending what visa you're going to get. And even if you're not getting a visa, let's say you're getting a visa on arrival, you arrive into Thailand, you've got 30 days for free. Now, at the end of that 30 days, you're going to have to extend if you want to stay here longer, which costs 2,000 baht. So, at the end of that 30 days, if you want to stay here longer, you've either got to do a visa run or you've got to leave the country and then come back in again and get a new tourist stamp. And you guessed it, that costs money. So even if you come here on a tourist visa, you're going to have to factor in a monthly spending for that. And of course, with myself with an education visa, this obviously has monthly costs as well as the initial down payment. And on a side note, I am no visa expert. This is a very new channel and I've already received a ton of questions about what visa I've got and what visas people should get. This is not the place to ask for visa questions, unfortunately. Go to Google, search in the Thailand province that you're going to be staying, whether that's Pattaya, Bangkok, Phuket, and search for visa agents in that area and just contact them. Visas change so much in Thailand. The rules are always changing and visa agents kind of know when these rules are going to change and what changes are going to take place. So if you want sound quality advice, don't leave a comment in the YouTube section asking for advice. I'm not really going to be replying because this is not the place to ask for advice. Talking to an official visa agent is where you need to go. Phone and internet is pretty standard. You know, most people are going to be getting like a DTAC SIM like myself for 300 baht. If you want a slightly better connection and better coverage, you can get an AIS SIM. An AIS is a little bit, they've got more cell towers, so it's a bit better coverage. I think the speeds are roughly the same, but that is around about 900 baht a month. Now, internet, if your hotel Wi-Fi is good or you just generally don't need it, then obviously you're not going to get your own internet. But for myself, obviously it's 1,000 baht per month. Gym membership is, well, the gym. You're either paying for a gym membership, which is about 2,000 baht per month, or you're using your condo gym, which hopefully is good, or you're just not going to the gym. Entertainment is another one. Like, this is going to differ person to person massively. Like, are you someone who every couple of days you want to go and get a massage? You know, you'll be paying about 200 to 500 baht per massage. 2,000 baht if you want their like special promotional massage. Then there's Nightlife. Now, Nightlife here in Pattaya is very, very cheap. If you want a general beer, it will set you back around about 80 baht. Sometimes as low as 60 baht if you're here in the happy hour kind of times. Spirits are anywhere between 60 and 120 baht. And then you can go into the nightclubs. And nightclubs, of course, are way more expensive. You'll be paying around about 150 baht for a beer. And spirits can be as high as 250 baht just for a single and a drink. Then if you want to go one step further and you want a VIP night with your lads, a VIP table, let's say a bottle, would set you back between about 3,000 to 5,000 baht per bottle. That may come with some mixers, but then obviously every mixer after that is going to be about 100 baht. It all really depends what you're drinking and how many mixers that you get. Obviously, the more friends that you have, you can split that 4 ways or so, and it does work out not too bad of a price, but it is still expensive because it's a VIP experience. Or if you don't drink, you'll save yourself a lot of money. Just don't drink. Transport is a tricky one. A lot of people don't drive over here in Thailand, especially Pattaya, because it is a literal death trap. The amount of accidents that happen here, I even see it, like day-to-day accidents happening, and it's far too common. The driving here is just so reckless. It's almost like a dog-eat-dog world, and it is wild. But if you're getting a motorbike, the motorbike that I have is a very basic one. I think 125cc, and it's 2,500 baht per month, just like a 2,000 baht deposit as well. Now, if you're after a really big motorbike, then yes, you could be paying upwards of 10,000 baht per month for a rental, but this is going to be a top quality, very good motorbike. It all depends obviously what you want. Now, if you're after a car rental, these can be ranging, 15,000 to 20,000 baht per month for a car rental. So it really depends what kind of car you get and what deal you get, but if you're renting a car out here, then just enjoy waiting in traffic. Albeit you'll have air conditioning, but just enjoy waiting quite a lot. Or if you're living in Pattaya and you're around the Beach Road area, you could get away with just using the BART bus, which has typical routes. As soon as you jump on the BART bus, you can travel for as long as you like in that one journey, and it'll always be 10 baht. And the last point is Bolt. Bolt or Grab or any taxi service, they're always going to be a cheap price around here. Here's an example. So from my condo all the way down to Beach Road is around about a 15-minute drive on a motorbike, and it only costs 40 baht. So to be honest, if you want to get around cheaply, then using apps like Bolt or Grab are very cost effective. If you go to one of the taxi people on the side of the road, they're probably going to charge you a little bit more. There is a little bit of conflict between them and the kind of Bolt drivers. They really don't get on. Tipping is, well, whatever. If you don't want to tip, then just don't tip. I mean, tipping is almost expected here in Thailand, but of course, if the service was bad and you didn't like it, then you're probably not going to tip. So this point is kind of whatever. It's just up to you, I guess. So to summarize, even as you can see from myself, I'm living here for just over 1,000 baht per month, and that's even with going out and partying once per week. To live a little bit more of an entertaining and exciting life, 1,500 to 2,000 pound per month would be an absolute ideal number, and that would be at the top range. And with that kind of budget, you can certainly see a lot more of what Thailand has to offer. Now, if you're thinking of moving to Thailand and you're trying to work out your budgeting, you're gonna wanna watch this video here where I detail 11 things that you need to know before you come to Thailand.